Hey, welcome to Scope the Box Piano, it's Dan here. In this tutorial I'm going to take you through what surely has to be this year's summer hit, Despacito. It's raked up already about 1.2, 1.3 billion views on YouTube right now, and it's only been kicking around since about January this year. It's a great song. There's a couple of versions out there, don't know which version you're looking for. This is the original without Justin Bieber. The introduction is slightly longer, and don't get me wrong, I do love the Justin Bieber version. If I had to give a preference, I'd say that I prefer the original. There's just something about the lyrics that work best. For me, I think they work best in Spanish, and the English language is just maybe a little bit slower. It's just not quite right for the style of music. But hey, the Justin Bieber version is also great. Anyway, the original has a longer introduction before the verse kicks in. That translates really nicely to piano keyboard, and so we're going to have a look at that. And then I'm just going to give you a couple of ideas about how you could accompany yourself singing or play along to the song from the verse right through to the rest to the end, just using chords. This isn't a transcription of the vocal melody onto the piano. It's just intended to help you play along to the song or do your own cover version, take some of the ideas away and evolve them yourself. Let's get started. Before we take a look at the introduction or any of the rest of it, let's just have a quick think about what this entire song is based around harmonically, and really it is incredibly simple. There are 4 chords in the entire song: B minor, G major, D major and A major. Let's have a look at those on the piano. Here's middle C. We want to play a chord of B minor. We're going to play B, D and F sharp. And we can play those 3 notes in any order, anywhere on the keyboard, and it creates a chord of B minor. So the 3 notes you need to remember are B, D, F sharp. Anywhere on the keyboard. And commonly when we play a chord we reinforce the root note, or at least the bottom note that we want to play of the chord, in the left hand, and I'm going to do that in octaves. So for example, I'm going to play B just below middle C with my thumb in the left hand, and then with my 5th finger I'm going to play the B, the octave below that, and with the right hand I'm going to play the B, D and F around middle C. So in fact my thumbs, both hands, are actually playing the same note. If we want to play a chord of G major, then the notes that we're looking at are, here's middle C, G, B and D. Again, anywhere on the keyboard. And again, they can be played in any sequence. We can play with the G at the bottom, or we can take that G and we can actually have the B at the bottom, the D, and then put the G at the top. That's called an inversion, a first inversion. And then the final arrangement we could have is if we took that B and we put that at the top. So now we have D at the bottom, G in the middle, and then B at the top. Still a chord of G major in second inversion. So to play that chord I might play B, D and G with the right hand, and then G and G with the left hand. For D major we need D, F sharp and A. Again, anywhere on the keyboard. So to play this chord I might put A at the bottom with my thumb, D and then F sharp, and I could play D and D at the bottom here. And then for A major we need an A, a C sharp and an E. So there's A major in what we'd call root position with the A at the bottom. And reinforcing that again, share left and right hand thumbs on the A and play the A the octave beneath. That's one way of playing A major. As I say, the entire song is built around those 4 chords in sequence. So we'd play B minor for one measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. G major for one measure. Don't worry, I'm going to come back to the exact fingerings we're going to play with this. 2, 3, 4. D major for a measure. I'm going to overlap here, so I'm going to play effectively D and D with my left hand, and over the top I'm going to put the chord A, D and F sharp. 2, 3, 4, and then A major for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and those chords go around. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we know what the song looks like harmonically. Let's take a look at the introduction. I quite like putting it up here. So we've got middle C here. We're actually going to go above middle C, even in the left hand, and put our thumb on the B. Almost an octave above. So there's middle C, there's a C above. We're going to put our thumb on this B. Meanwhile, in the right hand, not the left hand, in the right hand, we're going to shoot up all the way up here. So here's middle C, octave above middle C, octave above that, and we are going to go up to the F sharp. Left hand with the B. In the right hand, F sharp, D, B. And we play the B in the left hand first, and then those 3 notes at the top, F sharp, D, B, in sequence. And we do that another 3 times. And the 3rd time we don't play the B at the bottom. So that entire measure looks like this. We then move into the next measure, so this is effectively G major. We're going to stay where we are with the left hand, and we're going to keep our thumb on the B, and with our 3rd finger we're going to play the G. Meanwhile in the right hand, again staying in the same place, but instead of playing the F sharp at the top, we're going to play G at the top, and then again keep the D and the B. So it looks like this. And then repeat that 3 times. And then the 3rd time, don't play the B at the bottom. So again, that measure by itself. And the next measure is a chord of D major. With the left hand, move your thumb down to A, and your 5th finger down to D, and play those 2 notes together. Meanwhile, in the right hand, we're not moving very far at all. We're going to go back to the F sharp, and then D, and then A, and then again that 3 times. And then on the 3rd time, just the F sharp and the D, no A. So and then we've got our chord of A major. In the left hand, keep your thumb on the A. Instead of playing the D at the bottom, we're going to play an E at the bottom, so those 2 notes. And in the right hand, A and C sharp. So just those 4 notes together, and hold it for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at those 4 measures again in sequence. We're now going to travel down the keyboard from up here back to around middle C. Here's middle C. Again, it's going to be based around the 4 chords that we know, the B minor, G major, D major and A major. So in the left hand, let's have a look at the left hand first. We're just going to play B and the octave B, and we're going to hold that down for the entire measure, so 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then move that down 2 white notes to G, and hold that down for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it up to D and D for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down to A for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Above that, in the right hand, we've got a pattern that looks like this. So we're going to play the B and the B at the beginning of the bar in the left hand, and that's going to get held down. Above that, we're going to play F sharp, D, B, back to the F sharp again, then the D, back to the F sharp, and then to the B. The rhythm is the important piece here. Let's just play the notes in sequence first. F sharp, D. I'm going to have to lift my thumb off in the left hand to replay the B. Back up to the F sharp, D, F sharp, B. Again, just the notes in sequence, not thinking about the rhythm at the moment. Okay, let's have a look at the rhythm of this now. It's slightly more tricky to get. You kind of need to hear a beat underneath that. So let's put a metronome on. Let's put it on, so the record speed's 89, let's put it on at 75. I'll play that again. One more time. Let's slow it down 10 more beats, 65 beats per minute. 2 and 3 and 4. Again, 2 and 3 and 4. One more time. 2 and 3 and 4. Moving on to the next bar. Rhythmically this is going to be the same. So again, the G's in the left hand, G in the right hand, D, B, G, G, D, G, B. Let's play those in sequence without a rhythm. Again, just the notes in sequence. And now with a metronome, 65. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Again, 2 and 3 and 4. One more time, 3 and 4. On to the next measure. We're on our chord of D major now. The way that I like to play this is slightly overlapped, so let's have a look at how this works. So we're holding down those Ds. Actually, that D here is only going to get held down for a little while before we immediately release it. Let's have a look at this. So, coming in over the top with our right hand is effectively going to be there. To start with, the F sharp, Okay, let's take our thumb off the D, because we need to play that next. Then A, back to the F sharp again, D, F sharp, A. So those notes in sequence. One more time. Let's put the metronome on, play that with rhythm, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Finally, I'm going to play the chord of A major. A's in the left hand. We're going to share that A with the right hand. C sharp, E, A. We're just going to play the chord and hold it for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving onwards. The left hand is now going to come, it's going to play a chord, a slightly sort of raked, broken chord of B, D and F sharp. So the chord sounds like this. And you need to practice playing that so that you can slightly break it up and rake it. So the notes need to happen fairly quickly, but not be completely together. There's the chord together. There it is, slightly raked. Immediately after you get to the F sharp in that chord, you're then going to come on the D with your 4th finger, C sharp, B, B flat or A sharp, back to the B. Again, those notes, D, C sharp, B, A sharp, back to the B. And you need to work on, and this could take a while, really speeding up those notes so that they're kind of a blur. They just happen really quickly, and the only one that you really linger on at the end is the final one, is the B that you get back to. That's the effect that you want to produce. And you hold that down to the end of the measure, so kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving on, we're going to keep our chord, we're going to repeat the chord here, and we're going to play the B, and the C sharp, move our thumb under, play the D, and then the E, then F sharp, D, F sharp, D, F sharp. Let's have a look at that. Lift that off, and then at the end of this measure, just the right hand, A, D. So the A, you come quickly off the A and hold the D. And then A, C sharp. Again, quickly off the A onto the C sharp and hold the C sharp. So it sounds like this. Let's play what we've learnt so far from the beginning, 65 beats per minute. Okay, we've got 4 more rounds now of these chords in a kind of 4-bar pre-verse before the verse kicks in. We're going to play the chords and we're going to play them off the beat in the left hand. So here's our chord of B minor that we're going to play. Here's middle C, we're going to play B, D and the F sharp. And they're kind of be stabbed, so quite disjointed, like that, and then off the beat. You need to hear the beat to know where off the beat is, so that's in between the beats effectively. Let's put the metronome on, 65 still, 2 and 3 and 4. So you can hear that the beat happens and then you play, that's off the beat. So you play that 4 times for your first bar. We're then going to move to our chord of G major. And we're going to stay in this area. So here's middle C, here's our B, D and F sharp of the B minor chord. To play the G major chord that we're going to play, we're going to keep on the B and the D and just move to our thumb on the G. Again, stabbed chords, 4 of them off the beat. 3 and 4. Moving on, the next bar we're going to play our chord of D major. So here's our chord of G. Again, let's use the D as a pivot. So we're going to keep on that D and we're going to move our hand around that so that we're going to play the F sharp and the A. So we've come from here to there. Again, 4 of these chords, the A, the D and the F sharp. 3 and 4. Finally, our chord of A major in the final measure. Again, let's stay reasonably close to where we are, so we'll stay on the A with our 5th finger and simply move to the C sharp and the E with 2 other digits, 3rd and thumb. And 2 of these, 3 and 4. And then we've got our A, D, A, C, if you want to play it. Whilst we're playing those 4 chords in the left hand, we've got a little guitar line that happens that I'm translating to the piano. We can play that in the right hand. Here's middle C, an octave above. We're going to start on D. D, C sharp, B, D. And that repeats again. D, C sharp, B, D. And then D, E. And then we're at the end of our 4 bars and we have our A, D, A, C sharp. Let's look at that again. So D, C sharp, B, D. D sharp, D, D, C sharp, B, D. D, E. A, D, A, C sharp. Let's have a look at how that locks into the left hand. Bring your hands onto the keyboard. Again, let's go at 65. Let's put that metronome on just so you can hear where the beat is. 3 and 4. Let's play that through again. 3 and 4. Okay, now we're into the song proper, and really you can kind of do what you like if you're familiar and you're kind of acquainted with these 4 chords. I've got a couple of ideas to throw at you. Sometimes you get a lot of instrumentation and it's quite heavy, and I'd suggest you use both left and right hands on the piano at that point. Where you want to strip down the sound, where it's maybe just the vocal line and you've got the piano or a very light accompaniment underneath, then just use your right hand. The chords, the way that I like to play the chords are centered around middle C, so we're going to transfer them to our right hand, and it's effectively what you just learned in the left hand for the 4 bars previously. It's the B, D and F sharp, and it's always off the beat, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so that B minor chord transfers to the G major chord. Again, keep the B and the D in the these 2 digits, and then stick your 5th finger down, and you've got G major. Again, using that D as a pivot, we can move our hand from the D nice and comfortably to a chord of D major by playing the 5th finger on the F sharp, stay on the D in the middle, and A here. So G major, D major. And then finally our A major chord, staying on the A, C sharp, E. So those 4 measures, 2 and 3 and 4. To thicken things up a little bit, you can do one of the 2 following things. You could simply hold down root notes in the left hand whilst you play those offbeat chords above, and it would sound something like this. So if we went from, here's middle C, if we went from B to G to D to A, it could look and sound something like this. 2 and 3 and 4. A variation is to actually do a slightly moving left-hand pattern, and that actually happens in the record. It's kind of a broken chord thing happening, which is, so if we are on middle C here, let's go all the way down to B and an octave below, and let's take that chord of B minor, and we are literally going to break it, so play one note after the other. Rhythmically, 2 and 3 and 4. And then if we do the same with a G major broken chord, we'll take it down here and we'll go G, B, D, 3 and 4. Moving to a D major broken chord, well, here's the D, we'll use that D, we'll transfer our 5th finger to that, and then play the F sharp and the A above it. And then finally our A major broken chord. We're on A here, but you know what, let's go down an octave, let's play this one. And then C sharp here, and E. And then finally, if we lock the right hand chord stabs, offbeat chord stabs with that bass pattern, it's going to look like this. Let's put the metronome on at 65. Finally, let's have a quick playthrough of the introduction and a little way into the song to give you some idea of how you could play this. As I said, the record speed's 89, that sounds like this. Okay, I'm not going to put the metronome on whilst I play it, but keep that in mind. Here we go. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you enjoy either playing along to Despacito or making your own cover version using some of the ideas from this. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a like, leave some comments, let me know how you've used it. Would you like to see more of the piece transcribed? Would you have liked to have seen the vocal line transcribed and played as a right-hand melody on the piano? Please do subscribe to the channel, and I do look forward to seeing you again soon.